We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Jordan Magee, Temple linebacker. One of my favorite day 3 linebacker prospects in this class. Definitely the one I would take a chance on. Very, very athletic. He tested really well, and it just shows all over the film. I feel like he plays pretty instinctive, too. He's definitely more of like a will linebacker type, and, he's a little bit undersized, which, I think can show up at tape at times, but he plays pretty physical for that size, which is nice to see. Now, how will he hold up versus, NFL talent? Well, that will be the question for his game. But in a weaker linebacker class, he's got that sideline to sideline range. I think only a handful will go on day 2, rounds 2 and 3. If I get, like round 4, Magee's the guy I'm targeting. I feel like he's like a Patrick Queen is a good comparison as like a play style. If you're running like one of those like Raven type defenses, he can do both, spot drop, read the QB's eyes, or just get back, take away throwing lanes. Moves around super well, and then he feels a lot more comfortable in those areas. And then as I noticed, I feel like his instincts versus the run, like keying, pulling guards, things like that, keying the run concepts, looked even better than I expected. But yeah, definitely really enjoy him in coverage here, spot dropping, getting out of his zone, just reading the QB's eyes. Guy works back across here, he starts to see it. Boom, he's staying square, breaks out of it pretty nicely, and then boom, lays a nice hit at the point of attack on that receiver, dislodges the ball. He looks very comfortable in coverage. This looks like your modern day NFL linebacker that I could see being successful at the next level. And Magee, yeah, if you're in like round 4, 5 range and he's still on the board, I'm definitely, and you need a linebacker, he's the guy I would be targeting. Holding well up at the point of attack. Going versus Rutgers here. A higher level team than Temple is. Taking on a center at the point of attack, pretty good job here, squaring him up. Identify the flow of the play pretty quickly. Everything, looking good here technique-wise. Good base, playing with good pad level and bend right there. And then gets underneath with good hand placement and just displaces the center. Good hand usage as well. And then he just holds him up at the point of attack. Basically knocks the center on his back into the running back to help stop him at the line of scrimmage. That stuff's really good. I think, his run game can be a little inconsistent, but those flashes like that, really, really impressive. And that's, the kind of thing you want to see, especially for a guy who I feel like when you're watching the film is more known for his coverage ability. But yeah, instincts here, good processing on the backside of this run, but he just keys these two players pulling across like this. He gets out very quickly, but stays square to the line of scrimmage, gets out laterally before, so these guys now cannot cut him off at the point of attack. Step underneath with your shoulder. Don't overflow the play. You're able to, bend back to it and then help make that tackle near the line of scrimmage. That's impressive stuff. I feel like, his processing is a little underrated part of his game versus the run, which is nice to see, because I feel like, I came away really impressed with his pass coverage ability, but I do think he can be more than a sub-package linebacker, especially maybe down the line, maybe not year 1 you see him starting, but, as like a special teams guy, make an impact in certain situations on defense, and then, I think has the potential to be like a starting will linebacker at the next level, especially in that right kind of scheme. If he ends up with like the Ravens or Seattle, even the Dolphins with Weaver as the defensive coordinator now, all of them running that Raven style defense, I feel like he would find success as that will type. Just really identifying the runs. As you see here, they do a direct snap to the running back. They fake pitch it out to the quarterback, and he's not falling for that at all. He's just keying the pullers, getting across. Get out laterally, stay square, avoid the block. He does a good job, I think, at the point of attack, either deconstructing blocks, avoiding it, maybe a mix of both. Falls off balance here a little bit, but it's still nice to see him get there, meet that guy right at the point of attack. Impressive plays overall. And here versus Navy, another, it's a little bit different when you're working versus, teams like Navy, Army, Air Force, they're running the triple option. It can be a little more difficult, translation watching these plays get to the next level, but pretty good job keying this stuff. But this is the type of play that can translate when you take on an O lineman, you square him up, you beat him to the point of attack with leverage. The guy kind of falls off balance, it's his fault, but you use your hands, identification skills, and now you're just athleticism range to get out to the edge. I feel like he has really good sideline to sideline range, takes good angles. Really, really enjoy that part of his game. The tape that I did see, I feel like Magee impressed me more than some of these other even top linebackers in this class. Just gets after it, relentless. Nice to see him shooting into the backfield this time, especially like I like watching him on the backside of these runs, because I feel like this is like the area he's going to play at the next level. as that, weak side linebacker, shooting downhill instantly into that A gap. He sees the flow of the play, just guesses what's going to happen, beats that guy across so he can't block him, and is able to, help trip up the QB into the backfield. Really, really impressed with that work right there. He can blitz, run blitz in these types of situations, time things up, has that speed. These pullers, at least at the level he was playing at, just not very good, but had no chance to get to him. So really got to see him, go against, high level talent. But even when he played, I feel like against better college teams, he still showed some good stuff on the film. Really enjoy his coverage ability because, right here they, do like the little fake toss. He gets pulled down a little bit, but then he just gets out of it, shoots out like a cannon, finds the work, take away this throwing lane, on these like over routes, digs, things like that. I feel like he can do those tons of work. I mean, you saw the first play where he's spot dropping, key in the QB's eyes. This time he's just getting out. I feel like, you could have him carry down the field vertically. He has that type of speed and athleticism, comfortability down the field, which is important. And then just finding these guys, sticking with it, ends up being a sack. But it's nice that he is able to shoot out, because that's where he's trying to go with the ball right here before he's about to get sacked. But Magee getting in that throwing lane, even though he doesn't have eyes on it right away, really helps that QB just hold on to it for an extra split second, which is really, nice to see from Jordan Magee. Oh yeah, shout out Matty Brown. I got that clip from this clip from him specifically. But yeah, really impressed with the coverage work. Again, the play action out of the backfield gets sucked up a little bit. Want to see him, identify the play action stuff a little bit quicker, but he shoots out of it again. Starts finding work. He shoots his eyes to the side of the field, doesn't identify anything, so he just gets back, squares, just gets his eyes to the QB, doesn't see it, and then sees this guy working across. Now, once that guy floats into his space, he gets out, back to being square to the quarterback, really good lateral movements. Guy's gonna momentum past him. He kind of slows him down, uses that like slingshot a little bit, but without making it an obvious hold, and like slingshots himself into perfect position to go with the QB who's trying to work off script with the receiver. Good job feeling the flow of these plays, takes that away. Just impressive work in coverage, man. It's super fun to watch him make these types of plays down the field. Definitely the type, if you go back and just like watch the Baltimore defense last year, those were the types of plays in coverage you would see Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith making even when they weren't being targeted. And I feel like Magee has the potential to do that type of stuff at the next level, being like a Patrick Queen type. I can see that in his skill set. Will he ever reach that ceiling? I mean, who knows? A lot of different factors play into that, I feel. But if there was a guy I'm taking a chance on, it's going to be him in this class. And yeah, the athleticism obviously shows up on tape from what we've seen. He also tested insanely well. I think if you look at his relative athletic score, he was greens across the board except for like his size, which, he's a little bit undersized. He's not the biggest guy, but does play pretty big. When I saw him have to take O lineman uncovered pretty much, just instantly getting him to the next level, like barely any help from the D lineman, he did a good job holding his own at the point of attack. Now against NFL linemen, it won't be as easy, obviously, but showing at least some of that, because a lot of linebackers usually even struggle with the college offensive linemen when they get squared up at the point of attack like that. But Magee, lots of impressive things to work with here. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.